Okay, here we go, section 3.3. Now what we're going to do is, now that we know how to problem, we'll solve using decimals and fractions a little bit. Sometimes we have to do conversions like we were doing previously in 3.2. We have to be able to decide what system we need to be able to use and which way. So let's take a look at an example here. So I've got a marathon runner. Usually a marathon is about 26 miles. So Karen runs a certain path every day that's 6.2 kilometers long. So how many times would she have to run that path to be equal to a marathon? So I've got a couple of choices here. So I could convert this to kilometers and then divide by the 6.2 to see how many times that works. How many times you'd have to run it. So let's try that. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to be going from metric to imperial, I'm going from imperial miles to metric. And so when I look at my sheet there, I know that 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. So to convert my 26 miles to kilometers, I'm going to multiply it by 1.61. So that's 41.86. Okay, so that's 41 kilometers and then 86 meters, basically, or almost. So now what I want to do is figure out how many times do they have to run that path to equal it. So I will take the 41.86 and divide it by the 6.2 kilometers that she runs when she's running along her path. So 41.86, and I'll divide that by 6.2. So that's 6.75. So basically we would say she would have to run the path 7 times. Okay, let's look at it the other way. Let's say that instead of converting that to miles, I'm going to convert this, or converting the miles to kilometers, I'm going to convert the kilometers here to miles. So this time I'm going from metric to imperial. And so I know that 1 kilometer equals 0.62 of a mile. So I will take the 6.2 kilometers and multiply that by the 0.62, and that will give me so 6.2 times 0.62, 3.844. miles. So each time she runs along that path, she's running 3.844 miles. So if we take the 26 miles that she runs and we divide it by the 3.844 miles that she runs along the path, we should get pretty close to the same answer that we had before. So I'll take the 26 and divide it by the 3.844, and I get 6.76. So again, 7 times along the path. So it doesn't really matter which way you decide to convert it. Both are there. You got a couple of options. Okay. What I want you to do now is open your work text here to page 74. And if you go traveling, you're allowed to carry on. And the carry-on's allowed to be so big. And so usually what they do is they'll take the width of your carry-on plus the height of your carry-on plus the depth of your carry-on, because it's three-dimensional, and they'll add those all up together. And if it equals 157 centimeters or less, you can carry it on. Okay, so they've given you three bags here, and they want you to see whether or not they would be able to go on. So I'll do the first one, and then you can try the other two. Excuse me. So let's take a look at the first one. So I've got 17 inches plus 26 inches plus 11 inches. So when I add those up together, so 26 plus 17 plus 11, it's 54 inches. But I need to know in centimeters. Okay, so this time again, I'm going from imperial to metric. And I know that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So I will take that 54 inches and I'm going to multiply it by 2.54 . 137 centimeters. So it's good to go. Okay. Now I could convert the 17 inches to centimeters, and then I could convert the 26 inches to centimeters, and then I could convert the 11 inches to centimeters, and then add all those up. But then I'm doing three multiplication equations and then adding them all up together. So they're all in the same units already. Add them all up, then do your conversions, and that'll help you out. Okay, so let's do page 75, and this is not assignment 3.4, it's 3.3. Let's do page 74, and let's do questions numbers 1 to 3. Okay, so number 4 you don't have to do. And then just good practice, let's do the mid-chapter review on page 77, and let's do the 4 questions that you've got there, 1 to 4A. You don't have to worry about 4B. Okay? Or try it if you want to, but it's just kind of an explanation thing. Try those out. Again, if you have a question, make sure you ask in class. That's what we're there for. Okay, coming up, perimeter. See you in class.